So I've had this truck for over a year now, and I'm just learning this feature. And I hope I'm not the only one that didn't know this, but if you come into your truck, we go ahead and we just turn on our accessory. And if you hit your button right here to display your front camera, and you come over here and press this button right here, you have a little camera cleaner. And I feel pretty stupid, so I hope I'm not the only one, but figured I'd show you guys that right off the bat. And for those of you like myself that did not know that, well, now you do. But getting right into it, you guys, in today's video, we will be installing a hood-mounted solar panel on the F150 Tremor today. This product is provided to us by Lend Sun Solar. And aside from all the functionality that provides, which we'll go over in a minute, it looks really cool. Obviously it's not mounted, it's just laying on the hood right there, but you can kind of visualize how cool that will be and sort of make that front end that much more aggressive. Now I'm sure most of you are wondering, what is this good for? What is the real world use for this? And it actually provides a lot more than you think. If you are an overland guy, you're always gonna have that auxiliary battery. If you're serious into overlanding, you're always gonna have an auxiliary battery on your vehicle to run all your auxiliary loads off of, your fridge, heater, anything like that. And this could help charge it. This essentially acts as a trickle charger, not only for your main battery, but as well as any sort of auxiliary battery you have on the truck. It's gonna alleviate some of the stress your alternator handles day to day by keeping that battery topped up. It's gonna help with parasitic loads on your truck, alarm systems, dash cams, any auxiliary lighting, and just any auxiliary load that's on your truck. And it's just a good thing to have for emergencies. It's good to have that off-grid power on your vehicle, whether you're using it at your house or wherever, to have that sort of instant power on hand that you can run small appliances and any sort of small electronics. Now this is all under the assumption that you get fairly sunny days, right? That's the main thing with solar, is that you're dependent on the sun. So you don't have sun, then you're not gonna get as much use out of this guy. So this should be a fairly straightforward install, you guys. Let's get right into it. Here are the specs of the solar panel on the backside here for more of you tech savvy individuals. So aside from the solar panel, some other things we got in our kit is the inverter, which gets connected to the battery via these terminals right here. And then these guys get mounted to the solar panel. And then you have two auxiliary cables, which appear to be for lighting or any sort of auxiliary item that you want coming off of your inverter. We are given lots of double-sided tape, and then we are given a roll of vinyl, which you would lay out on your hood. In the area you want your solar panel mounted, clean this all off, mount it on your hood, and then your solar panel goes on top of that. I will not be putting the vinyl on my hood. I'm gonna be putting the double-sided tape right to the back of the solar panel and then pushing it on to the hood directly. If I ever want to take it off, we're just gonna heat it up nice, get the solar panel nice and hot, even leave it out in the sun, and we should be able to pull it off no problem without damaging the paint. 3M tape isn't known to damage paint, so as long as you take it off properly, there should be no issues. So let's start off with cleaning the hood. I'm just using some soapy water, and then we'll spray it on. Before we put the 3M tape on, I'm gonna get this as straight and as centered as possible, and then make myself a few marks so that we know where to put it down. So I'm lucky that I have these banks here because it's very easy to tell if I'm center. I'm basically, I would say, 1/2 inch on each side, and it's very easy to eyeball that. We will pull a measurement just to make sure, but it's a good starting point. And what we wanna do next is just make sure our fronts here, our two corners, are equal length to the front of our hood here. So I'm gonna get the 100-foot tape out here, and I'm gonna hold it to about 1 foot on the very front of my hood here. And we're gonna pull it up kind of to the corner here. So I got 9 inches there. I got 9 1/4 there. So this end needs to come down a touch. So we have 9 1/8 there now. And then we have about the same right there. So they did provide us with masking tape. I forgot to show you guys that. So we can actually mark off our area. And then we'll work on getting the double-sided tape on. So we're not gonna wanna go right to the edge. We're gonna try to keep it maybe 1/2 inch away, give or take. All right, so I got all my tape on and I just eyeballed it. It actually looks really good for just eyeballing it. And I redid this first piece here. I actually ended up staying about 1/4 inch away the whole way around, 1/4 inch to 1/8 of an inch. And then I got all my middle pieces here. So you can tape it however you want. I got some help coming over right away. Got my brother-in-law coming to help me set this on. And I think we're just gonna peel all the tape off and then just plop it on and then see what we're left with. So I already had this dry fitted on, and I outlined it all. So it's fairly straight. It's right where I want it to be. So the front of this is gonna line up with the inside of the tape marks, not the outside, obviously. I'm thinking the best way to do it is just rip off all the adhesive and just try to plop it on, but unless you have a better idea.
Nope.
No, there's gonna be some ridges in it just because of solar panels. So. I think that's pretty.
There's like just a hair.
Yeah, I
between
think
this and this.
I think we're pretty good.
And you just slightly overlap on the side.
That looks good. Okay. Thanks for the help. Yeah. All right, so we got the solar panel mounted and it is bang on. I don't think I can get any closer to square. Very happy with how it turned out. So thanks a lot, Nathan, for that extra set of hands. Definitely suggest that if you are doing this, don't do it on your own. Do a clean install, get an extra set of hands if possible, even if it's just your mom or your dad. That will go a long way. So only a couple things left to do. We gotta get this hooked up to our inverter. So we'll route this cable through our engine bay and then get our inverter hooked up to our battery. And then once we're all done that, we'll do a full walk around on the truck and see how she looks. So the kit is provided with these sticky backs that you put onto your body anywhere you want, and then you can tie wrap to it. So we will likely throw a couple kind of up here, make sure our wire is straight coming off of our solar panel, and then we'll clip it to the underside of this hood here, and then bring it all the way kind of around here. Just keep in mind when you're opening and closing your hood, you want to leave yourself enough slack so that when you open and close it, you're not tearing your cable out. The only thing really left to do is just tie in our inverter. So this will get terminated to this guy here, and this guy will plug in here. And then this gives us an idea of how much length we have to work with. And then this is for any auxiliary load that we may have coming off of our solar panel. And I'm just gonna put them under one of these Wago blocks, which work very, very well. So it's all protected, it's all covered up. And then if we ever have a load that we wanna put under here, they're ready to go. Our red's gonna go to here, our black is gonna go over to here. So I'm gonna cut this off because I don't need all this length. Here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put some 3M tape on it. This is what we use to mount our solar panel right in the back here. So I give my hood room to close. So. And then we'll remove this guy here. And then we'll put our positive on it and tighten it back up. We gotta find a place to hide this slack. And then we'll tuck it into the abyss for now. Other than that, that is everything. We got our negative connected, our positive connected, and then our two connectors right here going to our solar panel. And for those of you that are new to the channel or haven't been here that long, we have big plans in the future. One day we'll build a shop on this. This is an 1.5 acres of land that's connected to my 1 acre yard over there where my house is. So I have 2.5 acres kind of in the country in the corner of town. And eventually we'll build a nice big shop here, have a nice proving ground, and just a lot of room to have a lot of fun and shoot really cool content. So stay tuned, guys. One day that'll come to fruition. Getting back to the video, very happy with how this looks. Not only is this a very functional mod for all of you overland folks and just anyone that wants that sort of off-grid power like I talked about at the beginning of the video, it's also a really cool appearance mod as well. I actually think it gives the front end such a cool look, such an aggressive look. I couldn't be happier with how straight we got it during the install. It looks really, really good. And I'm sure you can tell from the video there that it is very, very square and looks really, really good. And then here is the wire that we just ran under the hood you saw a few minutes ago. So very straight shot under there, looks very, very clean. And I can't wait to find different ways to use this, to tie it to some of my auxiliary lighting maybe, and just take full advantage of this solar panel on my truck. So thanks again to Lens Sun Solar for sending me this product. I'll make sure to put the link in the description below. If you guys have any questions or concerns, make sure you guys comment below. I will answer. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.